Shout out to All Ball TV, man. I just heard y'all take your little clip on Rob Parker, man. Listen, Rob Parker, respectfully, fuck you, sir. And respectfully, fuck Charles Oakley. I said it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, man. See, at some point, this is what happens in society. People, in their self-importance, think they're bigger than the collective. And when people think they're bigger than the collective, you have stupid conversations, you have selfishness, rampant, incessant selfishness that rules the day. And that's with this unfortunate rant from Rob Parker that I had to just hear pretty much showed me, right? Again, respectfully, Rob Parker. Well, actually, no, I'm done with you, bro. Like, again, you came at the team that I care about. So you understand something, brother. You're not a Knicks fan anymore, right? You probably didn't have the patience to wait to the Knicks to, have a chance again to win a championship. Right, yeah, because it comes around a few times in a lifetime, right? I've seen 3 NBA finals in over my 30-something plus year fandom. You're older than me, so you've seen, I don't know if you were ever a Knicks fan. You're supposedly a New Yorker. You're one of them guys that probably just went with the Lakers or the Pistons or whoever hot whenever you got on. Or you're just one of these idiots that just don't have a loyalty. Well, I'm sorry. The Knicks have a loyalty. The Knicks have a fan base. And respectfully, fuck Charles Oakley. See, here's the problem. Charles Oakley, in the situation when you said he was thrown out like a dog, now, a lot of Knicks fans, we all agree that it shouldn't have been handled that way. It should have been handled with a little bit more decorum, intact, and sensitivity to what the situation was. But let's not forget, and All Ball didn't know or didn't remember maybe what led to the whole situation, but it was Charles Oakley laying Mr. Dolan, James Dolan. I mean, and again, he should have the respect of the owner of the New York Knicks. I've never been a big fan of him, but I will say he's been a good businessman. He's not lost money. He's not going crazy with the ticket prices. The Knicks have been very profitable under him. They just haven't been well-run one as a basketball organization. And now they are. And so now some 8-year old incident from Charles Oakley is the reason why the Knicks must lose the finals? Because you have an issue with the owner? Well, number one, again, in our lifetimes, James Dolan will not sell, nor his family will not sell the most profitable franchise in the NBA. One of the most profitable franchises in sports. It won't happen. So because it won't happen, either we're supposed to abandon ship. We're supposed to abandon the team we love. Because here's the problem. Charles Oakley doesn't just talk shit about the one guy. He talks shit about a lot of people that we like. And the thing is, and again, man, respect the 10 years you gave to the Knicks. But you don't take accountability for shit. You talk about Ewing in the 94 finals as if your numbers were great. He went against Hakeem Olajuwon. You went against Otis Thorpe. I'm going to say it again. Ewing went against Hakeem Olajuwon. You went against Otis Thorpe. And you were terrible. We understand Oakley wasn't a 20-point-a-game scorer. That wasn't his game. But you weren't good. You were not good. And that part of the conversation you don't bring up. See, this is the problem. We appreciate the thuggery. He's one of the proudest guys I could say, but respectfully, your time is up, brother. I'm a Knicks fan for life, and it's Knicks for life. And you didn't understand that, right? You took a couple of bad times, right at the time the Knicks were not winning. They were trying to do something. The Melo era was pretty much over, right? I think that's what happened. Kristaps Porzingis was nursing a knee injury. The Knicks were trying to refocus and this, that, and the third, right? Within a year, they turned that into Julius Randle. Within a couple of years from that, they got Jalen Brunson. And a few more years, here we are. And we got to sit there and keep rehashing the Charles Oakley incident. See, your mouth has led to a stain on what should be a celebration time. And it leads to goofies like Rob Parker saying the Knicks should lose. So, because one guy got his feelings hurt, you're a grown man, you're a millionaire. Rob Parker gets paid a lot of money to sit there and not talk sports. He gets paid a lot of money to sit there and not talk sports. And we got to sit here, and Knicks fans have got to feel the wrath. And Knicks fans, with a chance to win a championship for the first time in 53 years, got to suffer because you don't feel a certain way. And Oakley feels a certain. And Oakley, 8 years, chance to make amends. You notice, one guy ain't welcome in the Garden. And you know what? Maybe Dolan don't mind you coming to the Garden. But you won't be a man and say, you know what? I apologize, Mr. Dolan. Listen, see, if you apologize first because you did the error first, you were lacing obscenities at the Garden as a guest. No one invites you into their home because let's keep it real, Oakley. You played for the Garden. You were a worker. You don't own it. There were kids, there might have been kids around those seats you were sitting in. So to sit there and cursing and this, that, and the third, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. If you had something to say, you could have picked another different time. But you were there as a guest. I'm not sure if he paid for his tickets or if he was a guest. And that's the thing, right? A lot of times, if players ain't paying for these courtside seats, they're there as guests. So, from Oakley to Wilson Chandler, from Tim Thomas to Wilson Chandler to Ray Felton to guys that wore the uniform was a lot less successful than you and wore a lot less time than you. They're welcome in the Garden. Why? Why? Because the yes men, good old boys. Not how it fucking works, man. Not because it works. Because they show pride. Number one, they're true fans. You don't act like a true fan. A true fan wouldn't have been acting like that. A true fan, knowing who you are, knowing what your gravitas was, you would have went to the media with some positive shit. Or you shitted on the best player in the franchise history. You went into Derek Harper. Notice Derek Harper ain't in there. And again, he's a Maverick anyway. It's like, see, we're not playing that game. The media is already against us. And what you did, Oak, man, is you went with that media narrative bullshit. Look, I've said it a long time. For the Knicks to get right, all we got to do is get right. All of the other shit, how you felt about Dolan, I don't know if that man ever did anything to you personally. But when you're sitting there, you're cursing him out, you're talking all that shit. It's funny because the year Dolan took over was the year you got traded. That wasn't Dolan that traded you. So you never really technically worked for Dolan. But as a Knick alumni, and all the Knick alumni, from Starks to Sprewell did the same thing you did. He did it on a basketball court, though. And you could respect that because he was mad that he got traded. He was traded by Dolan, right, under Dolan's stewardship. He was traded, and he didn't like it. And he went to prove to Dolan, as a member of the Timberwolves, that he still had something in the tank, and the Knicks were dumb to trade him, which I thought at the same time. What do we get from him? What do we get from Keith Van Horn and some shit? Yikes. Okay. We've been soft. And I know no disrespect for him, he's a pretty good player. But, you know, it was a certain fight that Spree gave us. But this Spree, with all his issues and all his financial issues, you know what? Now, again, I'm not saying you got to go bend the knee, but he was a man. He was a man. He made amends. Spree did it on the court. He did it before you. You couldn't throw him out the garden because he was on the Timberwolves. He did it before you. But he was a man, and he went and made amends. He made amends with the organization, probably through his bro, Allen Houston. Why don't you call up Allen Houston? Allen Houston and Dolan are like this. That man got a job for life. You want to run your mouth to the media with ops. And it's like, wait, I mean, look. You're a Cleveland guy. You're a Cavs fan. Michael Jordan boy. Same thing. Patrick Ewing, same thing. He's always Michael Jordan. That'll prevent him from having, you know what I'm saying? You were a 10-year Knick, man. You played the majority of your career with the Knicks. You got you know what I mean? You got your name and all this, but you really, we really appreciated you, man. A lot of Knicks fans appreciated you as a player, but you haven't been the most person we want to hear from as a fan. Yeah, you know, I mean, as a pro player fan, right? Yeah, we could sit there and say, Oak was right. Oak had some points. Of course you did. No one's saying you didn't. No one's saying that the thing at the time the Knicks were ran poorly. But when you're gonna turn the organization around, it takes time. It takes the right stewardship, leadership. Eventually, the Knicks finally did that. They hired Leon Rose, and here we are. And now everybody's got, Oakley, a fucking moron like Rob Parker, because that's what it is. So, because he has these personal feelings towards the owner of the Knicks, he can't do his fucking job. Because that's what we want. We don't care how you feel about an owner. We don't care how you feel about an owner. We don't. We're fans. We are fans of the team, the blue, the organization. That's even bigger than Mr. Dolan. The New York Knicks, in their history, and I get it, it hasn't been the most successful. But the New York Knicks, in that building, that aura, those moments, it's bigger than any one individual. Ewing, Oakley, Dolan, the next owner, his children or whatever, the owner that would own after, the owners that owned before, Dave Checketts, Pat Riley, Charlie Ward, Allen Houston, everybody I've named is bigger than that. And you can't even understand that. You got to make it about you. And I think that's what the issue is with Charles Oakley, man. So respectfully, like I said, look, if you ain't with us, you against us. No other organization says once a Knick, always a Knick. They don't say once a Bull, always a Bull. I don't hear once a Piston, always a Pistons. Where was Bill Laimbeer when they were getting knocked out by the Cleveland Cavaliers? Where was Isaiah Thomas? Where was Ben Wallace? Ben Wallace, I saw Ben Wallace at the game. They got to bring in Jalen Rose, who never played for them. He's from Detroit, I get it. Chris Webber played for them. Where was he? And he's from Detroit. Where was he? Where was Chicago's own? Well, Juwan Howard played for Michigan. Where were these guys? You think the Magic do Shaquille O'Neal like that? Even the Lakers with all these glorious Lakers. No one is doing it like that because this is a city thing, man. Oakley, you played and lived in this city for many, many years. You got love in this city. You're a main man in this city. But you got beef. And instead of settling that beef like a businessman, grown man, yeah, you could be eating. Because a lot of these Knicks guys, they're eating, they're networking. Bernard King, they're networking. They're Knicks. You're a Nick. But you're out, you're a black sheep right now because you wanna, it's about you. And again, it's funny how when niggas say, oh, this guy wasn't a leader, it's a lot of fingers pointing outward. A lot of fingers pointing outward. But what happens when you point a finger outward, it's three that point back at you. The only way you can make the pointer is by holding the other three fingers back. It won't point back at you. So I learned not to finger point, man. You wanna resolve an issue, and you go out and you resolve it. You act like a man. Again, Oakley, I know you're a man, but you're a prideful individual, and I get it. You're a go after. You're a speak your mind, go after what you want type of individual. I respect that. It made who you are. But in this situation, brother, you are a 60-something-year-old man still holding on to grudges. That's nasty. You said what you said. You felt how you felt. You think James Dolan stays up at night worrying about you? I'm sorry. I hate to say it, I'm not being a D-rider. He's a billionaire. I hope you still got your millions. Y'all, like, all y'all above the there's a lot of fucking New Yorkers right now who are mad, who are geese, who are happy because Knicks basketball is bigger than any man. And Ron Parker, you should know that, you dumb son of a bitch. The NBA, the basketball in general. But you gotta, look, you can feel how you want to feel. To get up on a bully platform, pulpit, and say that shit as a New Yorker, you're shitting on all New Yorkers for your personal feelings and the feelings of one other individual. All the New York fans, all the New York Knicks fans who want this team to win, who want just, again, what did that got to do with Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns? They got to pay for Oakley and Dolanson? Why? Because he signs their checks? What kind of fucking sense does that make? I'm sorry. They got to pay for his sense. Man, you can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this shit up. But, it is what it is. I'm going to say that. It is what it is. Oak, man, we love you, man. We love you. But no one else can get you right with the New York Knicks and the New York Knicks management. No one else. It's not on Ewing. It's not, like I said, you played with Yusuf for 2 years, right? 96, 97, 98. You got traded after 98. So you played with him for 2 years. Sure, you know him a little bit. Was in the locker room with him for a bit. Same thing with LJ, right? You weren't there. Unfortunately, you weren't there for the 9-point play. We traded you for Marcus Camby. Or the 4-point play. But you were there. You went to 2 battles. You went to 2 playoff rounds. 2 playoff series runs with these guys. Call them. See what's what. But at the end of the day, you got to be the man. Stand up and say, you know what? Let's work this difference out. James Dolan. Work it out. Because we're sick of hearing about it. It's over. It happened. It shouldn't have been handled that week. Again, we agree it shouldn't have been handled that way. But you shouldn't have, it wouldn't have never, think about this. People forget the reaction. They only know the reaction, they forget the cause. They forget the source, what started everything. And that's the problem. That's the problem. So, look, I want to talk basketball. I got to talk about this Charles Oakley shit with the Knicks playing in the NBA Finals tomorrow. Can't make this up, man. Can't make this up. Knicks are going to be in the NBA Finals tomorrow, and I got to talk about Charles fucking Oakley and why I got to look at a video saying the Knicks need to lose because of Charles fucking Oakley. And one incident when he was gifted or given guest tickets Because I guarantee you he ain't paid for them tickets out of his pocket. Guarantee you. Whatever, man. Whatever. I'm gonna talk more about the Knicks, of course. I'm talking more about basketball as we get into these finals. As the Knicks and his team, this great team is cooking on all cylinders, deserve. We're gonna talk more about them coming up. Peace.